up, everyone? I hope you enjoyed the intro music there. Hopefully my audio is working. Is my audio working, Andy? We've got Andy and we've got Wes from 30 Press here with us today. So they're going to be helping out. We're going to be talking a little bit about everything today, but this is, let me give the rundown. First of all, thanks for joining. If you don't know, my name is Eric Tower. I'm the CEO of The Void. And today we are going to do a community product demonstration of what we've been building here at The Void. We're also going to go through a little bit about the Voidager NFT collection and our governance model and a little, a couple things that you guys can look forward to as it relates to us moving to the collection launch in the near future. And we're going to, we've been talking a lot about NFT applications and utility and providing that utility to existing collections. And we've been having lots of conversations about this. And, we've been getting a lot of questions. And it's our goal that by the end of this demonstration, after we've gone through everything, that a lot of those questions that a lot of you have been having will be answered. So, and with that, I also want to introduce our good friend Wes over at 30 Press. If you are familiar with everything that we've done with the Voidager challenge recently inside of our Discord, that was a brainchild of the team over at 30 Press. These guys are incredible. We're so blessed to be working with them, and they're doing a lot to contribute in our governance model, which will work with the Voidager collection. And like I said, today, you're going to see a little bit about what we're doing with that. And yeah, Wes, do you want to say hi?
I'm Wes from 30 Press. I've been working with Eric for a while now on governance and the Voidager Epic and the Voidager Challenge. So we're super excited to talk to you guys today about some stuff coming down the pipe.
That's right. We've got a lot of great stuff going on. So without any further ado, I say we just kick it off. Also, we have Andy here who will be moderating the chat. So if you have any questions whatsoever as we go through this community call, please place them in the Q&A inside the chat. And the great thing about that is we also have a Twitter Spaces tonight with our friends over at DagChat. So we will be on that Twitter Spaces later this evening. It'll be 4 p.m. PST. So we hope to see you there, and we'll be answering some of those questions as we have that call and going over some more of the things that we said today. That'll be more collaborative where people can come up on stage, ask questions, and so on and so forth. So without any further ado, I say we just kick right off into things. And I will share my screen here, and then we can get boogieing. So without any further ado, here we have, ladies and gentlemen, this is our governance dashboard. So, like I said, we're going to start off today talking about the Voyager collection, governance, some cool things that we have going on with that. We are looking for, and I'm sure my team's going to shake their head at me because I'm going to talk about a date, but we are looking for a collection launch right around the winter or new year. So I'm getting a comment that chat is disabled. How do I, guys, forgive me for my inability to, it says we have the ability to chat. I don't know. We'll see. Ask your questions later. Anyway, so here is our governance dashboard. And our governance dashboard, what you're looking at here is a couple different things. One, you can see that you can have your Voidager connected to the dashboard. We have announcements. We have Cast Prime here giving a community announcement. We have our leaderboard, which we can talk a little bit about that and what is the leaderboard and how do you end up on the leaderboard and progress on that. We're going to see a little bit on how we can filter people into community-specific initiatives through our governance model. And you'll see that there are these recent tasks, certain updates, things that are happening, like an exclusive whitelist event for our community, something new, a new application. So I'll stop there. And Wes, I'll let you give an update on governance.
Great. Can everyone hear me okay?
I hear you loud and clear.
Great. So the Voidager collection is going to enable three really awesome things within the ecosystem. It's going to enable governance, it's going to enable reputation, and it's going to enable gamification. And together, it's going to enable true governance by incentivizing different types of community contributions across different levels of skill areas. And we'll kind of get into what that means here in a second. But the vision for governance is that it's all about community. The Void's vision for governance is for the community and by the community. And everyone has something to contribute, whether or not you're a whale or you have 50 bucks to your name, you have something to contribute, and that should be recognized and rewarded, both with tokens and with an increased level of trust as you contribute more and more to the ecosystem. So the core of the governance model is going to be reputation based, and it's a contribution based reputation that will allow anyone to become a trusted party, not just whales, not just people with a lot of money. And your contribution can be anything from your time, your skills with coding or engineering, networking, graphic design, social media management, and more. There's just so many different opportunities to contribute to the ecosystem and be rewarded for it. So if you're tired of other projects where whales make all the major decisions in a project and not people that are actually skilled in what they're doing, this governance system is looking to fix that. And then the question is, well, how do you build a reputation? And it's through gamification of the Voidager universe. So you're going to get to become a Voidager, become the Voidager, and interact with the ecosystem and participate in events, take paying jobs, and customize your character, all while providing and receiving real legitimate value within the ecosystem. So with that, I'm going to kick it back over to Eric, but we're actually going to drop a paper on what this governance model is going to look like on Halloween. We're also going to do an event where we do a live event for the drop of the last issue of part 1 of the Voidager Epic. So be looking out for that. And I look forward to all of your questions about the Voidager Epic and the new governance system that will be launched with the Voidager collection. Over to you, Eric.
Thanks for that, Wes. And yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited for that. I think everyone's going to really love to dig into that governance paper and see where they can contribute their best skills to the ecosystem in the way that they want, and have the ability to also earn tokens for those contributions as well. So the Voidager PFP, our citizen collection, as we're calling it, will allow you to enter into this void economy, if you will, which is its own functioning community, and will allow you to contribute in ways that you see best fit in order for all of us to combine together and move the project forward. So the Voidager collection is going to be an Ethereum-based NFT collection, and we're doing that for a couple of reasons. But most notably, we want to demonstrate to the world, to our community, that being an Ethereum-based NFT collection using our solutions doesn't limit us in any way. And so we're actually going to show you how, when you connect to the portal, which is what I'm about to take you through, that we can take this Ethereum-based NFT collection and add tons of utility and functionality on top of it using the Void. So without any further ado, I'm going to click on our handy dandy Chrome extension tab right here and take you to the portal. So you click on the portal, and as you see here, this is a very standard wallet login that you would get, but we are going to recover our account. So we're going to start a new account here. Now, what you see here, you can log in if you're already a Voidager, but we're going to go ahead and connect our wallet to the portal. And if you guys notice here, I know everyone loves this. This is our Void Pass, which was made by our favorite artist, community artist, minus Singblade. If you're watching this, big shout out to you too, Martyrium. So big shout out to Martyrium for designing the artwork around the Void Pass. So I'm going to create my account, connect my wallet, and it's going to be a MetaMask in this case. And here we have our Voidager collection. Now, if you had any other type of NFT inside your wallet, or you wanted to search an NFT collection name with the smart contract address, you could do so right here. But we're going to go ahead and take our Ethereum-based Voidager collection, and we're going to connect it to the Void. So are you sure you want to connect your Voidagers collections? Confirm. Boom. And next thing you know, now I will go back into my wallet. I will unlock my wallet. And what we see here is the portal. So this is a very much like your standard wallet. You can see how much ETV you have in your wallet. You can send and receive transactions. You can also view all your collectibles. And if you'll notice something really unique on this page is that, getting a phone call, you'll notice that you have all these NFTs from all these different networks, right? So we have Ethereum, Solana, Flow, Void, and that's because we can provide our service and our solution to any NFT collection in any ecosystem. So in our case, we have our Voidagers. I'm going to click on our Voidagers. You can see it expands out into the different Voidagers that I own. You have a notifications tab, so you can see all the different notifications that are happening inside your wallet, and a settings feature. So these are all the different settings that you can basically configure inside your wallet. You can also lock down your wallet if you want. But the most important, or at least my favorite aspect about the portal, is the apps section. So we're going to draw a couple distinct differences between an NFT and an NFT application from our app store. Now, this part of the portal is where you will find, access, discover, and interact with different applications that are built by creators from any ecosystem, whether it's Solana, Ethereum, Void Native, Flow, AVAX, wherever. You can connect your native NFTs into the portal and then access apps with those NFTs from this user face right here. Now, I'm going to show you an example of 3 different types of applications that you can see inside the portal. So consider this aspect of the portal kind of like a Web3 app store. So now that you've connected your NFT collection to the portal, now you can access certain NFTs that give you more utility from your base layer collection. And this could be unending. I mean, you could literally open this up and have 20 different apps that you're allowed to interact with and engage with that were built by your NFT community. So we're really allowing people inside the community and developers, not just the original project creators, to build applications that provide more value directly to your existing collection. So an example of what that looks like here, I'm going to go back to my collections tab. You see I have this Void cassette tape. And for those of you who have ever played a cassette tape, what does a cassette tape do? It's just really a record of information that when you put into a boombox, it plays music, right? Well, what if, and this is a very small example of an NFT application, you were able to create a boombox as an application that when you combined these, very standard cassette tape NFTs to the boombox, it played whatever song was associated with that cassette tape NFT. So not only would you sell the cassette tape as an NFT, but then you could sell the boombox as well as an NFT application. So the boombox is, an application in the sense that it has logic to it. It lives on chain, and that logic is executed by NFGP, our native protocol. So when you take these cassettes, you put it into the boombox and you hit play, it will play music associated with that base NFT. And the interesting thing about this that you can, again, apply this to any application is that the actual utility of this app is on chain. So it's an immutable utility, which is really interesting because most utility throughout Web3, right, is typically some Web 2 thing or a Web 2 partnership or some unlock that you get with an NFT. But we're talking about actually creating an application that you code logic into that has functions and features to it that combine with NFTs to create an experience. And that experience is some form of utility. In this case, we've created a NFT application that's a boombox that can play music from a specific NFT collection. So that's just a very small example of what we mean by NFT application. Now, what you can do is go back to the portal and you can search for different applications that people have just created. Maybe they announced it on Twitter. You want to search for that application. And the really cool thing is that these applications can be community exclusive. So only the Voidagers can access the Voidager application. Or you can build an application that can be accessed by any NFT collection from any chain. So it's universal. So we're really removing the boundaries between ecosystems and allowing all that liquidity to enter the void so people can add more value directly to their NFT community in the form of applications. So I'm going to give you another example here of a different application. This would be a loot box. And this loot box is essentially a non-transferable NFT application that can be only accessed by your Voidager collection. Now, if you're the creator of this application, you can do a couple of different things. You can sell it as a one-time purchase. It could be a subscription. So maybe this is a monthly subscription where people are receiving these randomly generated NFTs from this loot box on a monthly basis. Or it can be time-based, where it's for a limited time as well. So it's like some form of special or exclusive loot box that gives you a randomly generated NFT for your exclusive community. This is, again, just another example of an NFT application that you can sell directly to your existing NFT community. Now, if you really think about this, and if you saw my Twitter thread yesterday, this app store that we have here is very similar to walking into like a mall and seeing all these vendors, or you go to a farmer's market and there's all these vendors, but it's your NFT that gets you in. And now that you're in, you can take, you can engage and interact with all these applications that give your base layer native NFT collection all this utility. So I'm going to show you another example of how a dynamic NFT collection can work inside the Void. And I'm going to show you how that works with our governance program. So let's say you bought you minted your Voidager NFT, okay? And you applied to governance. And let's say you wanted to be a navigator, right? So this guy right here in the middle, he's a navigator. You want to be a navigator because you feel like that's who you align with, okay? So, I'm sorry, I just got a message from Andy. So one thing that I want to clarify with these apps is that these are NFTs under the hood that have data types that give these apps the utility that they are. Okay, so I wanted to clarify that if it wasn't clear. So let's say you're a Voidager and you want to apply to governance, okay? So you apply to governance, you get accepted, you're a navigator, you go back into your wallet, you unlock your wallet, and you see this Voidagers application. So you click on the Voidager application, and what you'll notice is you've been airdropped a navigator seal. Now, if you look at your you look at your Voidager NFT right now, there's nothing in his chest. He's a citizen that has not been designated his community role yet. So this navigator seal is an NFT. And what we're going to do is dynamically equip that NFT to our base citizen NFT, this navigator right here. I'm going to equip it. Here you'll see that this is an entangled data type which is nesting with the original collection. I'm going to approve the transaction, and boom, you'll see just like that, our Voidager is now equipped with his archetype seal. And what I want to point out about that is that that was an on-chain transaction working with a dynamic NFT with a base layer Ethereum NFT that costs 0 fees inside the Void to execute. Okay, so now when you think about other NFT collections that exist on any chain, if they want to create some form of dynamic NFT collection that works with their underlying collection, they can do so and it have 0 fees in order to actually execute whatever logic, which in our case are going to be data types under the hood. It doesn't cost a fee. Any interaction with a smart contract incurs a fee. But on our end, using NFGP, anytime you process and validate that logic and run consensus on that logic, it doesn't cost anything. So you can build really complex applications. And just to add another benefit on top of it, it's language agnostic. So you can build these apps in whatever programming language you want. It's not another siloed ecosystem, very similar to on Ethereum, you can only build apps in Solidity, or on Solana, you can only build them in Rust. This is a language and chain agnostic solution for every NFT collection in Web3, period. So now that our Voidager is equipped with his archetype seal, he's going to go to the governance dashboard, okay? And he's going to now access, boom, just like that, his governance dashboard where he can participate in navigator specific governance tasks. And what you can see here is that there's active ones which would have been completed. You'll see that there's upcoming things that they can participate in. And these are all bounties which will allow people to earn ETV by participating in community governance as bounties by holding a Voidager NFT collection. And what this allows us to do is really distribute and decentralize the growth of our community by allowing people to directly participate, like I said, in the way that they can best inside the community. So that is an example of how a dynamic NFT collection can work inside the Void using the portal, and how that ties into our governance. Now, another example of a utility that you see a lot of times is also in partnerships, right? Hey, you know, the Voidager collection partnered with so-and-so company. So-and-so company could build an app that they can find directly in the portal from this wallet. They can click on that, and all of a sudden it navigates directly to the web page where they would access the benefits of that collection. And again, what I want to make really clear here is that this is for any NFT collection on any ecosystem. So it's not just Void native NFTs. These are NFTs from all over Web3 that can directly benefit and bring more value to their community from the portal. And another thing that I think is really important for this, for people to understand, is that it also massively reduces opportunity costs. So now you can keep your Ethereum NFT in its MetaMask wallet. We're never moving it, we're never touching it, so it's extremely secure. We use a proxy entangled data type architecture in order to recreate that NFT inside the Void, which now has unlimited potential for being able to add utility to it. So it's extremely safe. You're never compromising your underlying asset. We're not bridging it directly over, which, if you guys are paying attention to what's going on with these bridges, it's a nightmare. I mean, the amount of hacks that are associated with bridges is like terrifying. So it's completely safe. And as it relates to opportunity costs, is that now you can leave your NFT where it is, and you can now still engage in all these different applications and not have to worry about compromising the asset, the underlying asset. You know, there's some people that won't engage with utility inside their NFT community because they don't want to connect that NFT to some other thing, and they find that risky. But in our case, this is completely safe, and we're never touching your NFT, which is one of the best things about it. So one of the other things that I think is really important to note here is the way that it currently works inside of Web3 is that the Ethereum community can only interact and engage with Ethereum applications using Ethereum as the native currency. Same thing with Solana. The Solana community can only interact with Solana apps using Sol. Where we're different is that every community, Solana, Ethereum, AVAX, Flow, whatever, every community can interact with Void apps in ETV. So all of that liquidity of people trying to add more value to their NFT collection ultimately distills itself into ETV by engaging with apps inside the portal. And that's how we attract more users and people into our ecosystem, through working directly with NFT collections. So this is basically the overview of the portal. Now, today, The other thing that we were going to talk about was the data type explorer, which is where we allow people to actually build these applications in a very simple, cost-effective way, where we allow developers to create data types which go into our open source library, which massively cut down on development time and cost to create these custom applications using different data types. Now, the one thing that I also want to clarify on this is that why would someone from Ethereum build an app in the void? Because it's scalable. So any interaction with that app is not occurring a network fee. So any interaction with a smart contract is occurring some type of fee, big or small, over time. You scale that out to thousands of users, it's way too costly, and it turns a good idea into something that's not possible. So what we allow for is for people to add endless utility to their base NFT collection with a custom application that can have whatever type of configured logic that you want inside of it, built using any programming language that can be accessed by any chain. So we've massively reduced the barriers that exist between ecosystems and make it possible for NFT collections to actually scale their community up by adding direct value to their existing collections. And now they also have the opportunity to earn revenue streams. So the NFT collection can create apps for their community, which they can sell access to. And it's very much like the App Store on your iPhone. It can be a subscription. It can be a one-time payment. These apps can be free. It's totally up to the person creating the app. So now what we've created is the opportunity for micro economies inside of your NFT collection that can be, fully pushed forward by the NFT project creators themselves, or the NFT project can allow the community to build these apps, which can be accessed by their community. So it allows not just a couple people to work on progressing the project forward, you can have the whole community working on progressing the community forward. So like I said, we're basically turning the concept of what is utility for an NFT and distilling it into these different on-chain applications that you can sell, which are essentially mini software apps on-chain that are applications, but they're also NFTs. So it's really interesting to kind of wrap your head around all of this. But the main point here is that you can essentially add whatever utility to your NFT collection that you want. One of the things that we're actually thinking about doing here, and this was Tim's idea, is take a NFT collection that got just absolutely rugged, right? And we know this happens. It's a terrible thing, and I'll talk a little bit more on something that I feel contributes to all these rugged NFTs. But we're thinking about reviving an NFT collection. What we mean by that is we could take an NFT collection that got completely rugged, no roadmap, no utility. The utility that was promised to them on the mint basically fell apart because they got rugged, and now no one's pushing that community forward. So those NFTs are essentially worthless. But if we go to that community and say, hey, community, if you want to revive this NFT collection, all you guys have to do is decide that you're going to build these NFT applications that can be only accessed by your rugged community. And it literally can revive the whole NFT collection. And now what was a rugged NFT collection can now be taken over by the community and allow them to build utility into it, giving their NFTs value. So that's another thing that we're kind of talking about here as it relates to, adding utility to collections in different ways. And one of the things that I think contribute to a lot of the, rugged collections out here is that a lot of these NFT projects, it's super difficult to actually scale an NFT project to success. I mean, if you were to just contrast this with a traditional product, right? If you're selling, a box of Altoids, I can make 1 billion of these, but I only have 10,000 NFTs and I only sell them one time at the initial launch. So I have no revenue streams. and not only do I have no revenue streams, but my community is looking at me to continuously add more value. And unfortunately, what some NFT project creators are forced to do is they're forced to sell another collection. And sometimes the community doesn't like that because they see that as, well, you're not adding direct value to the original NFT, which I purchased in the first place. So it becomes kind of a little bit of a hot topic. But what I want to say here is, instead of selling a whole nother NFT collection, you can take your existing collection and build these apps, which just add that layer of utility and potential revenue streams into your community. And that's where you're going to see the ability for NFT collections to actually keep progressing and moving forward and adding more to the community in so many different ways, without having to launch another collection and potentially upsetting the community. And now they can scale to more success and have a more successful outcome instead of burning out, running out of creative ideas, and now you essentially rug because you can't move forward. And it's a real problem, but we're providing a real solution for these people to make it easier for them to build a community organically by giving them this opportunity to provide utility to an existing collection. Or they could launch a totally different example here, a Void collection that is dynamic with their existing NFT, like we're doing with our archetype seals and how that goes into our citizen community Voidager pass here. So it's the world is your oyster, ladies and gentlemen. We are providing the field of dreams to allow people to essentially configure how they want to provide utility to their NFT collection, or if they just want to be a developer and build and sell apps, you can do that too. You want to build an application that has some really cool utility to it that you want any NFT collection on any network to access, you totally can. And previously, before, you could only cater to individual ecosystems. You can build a Void app and it be accessed by every single NFT community across Web3. And just to give you an example of how large that world is, between Ethereum and Solana alone, just those two networks, there's over 267,000 NFT collections, not NFTs, NFT collections. Okay. Now, so we're talking about potentially over 300,000 NFT collections across Web3 that need to build value for their NFT community. And we make it global and universal and accessible to do that by building a custom NFT application in whatever language you want that can bring direct, immediate value to your NFTs that exist on that chain. And all that value, all those people wanting to access those benefits and partake in that utility for all these NFT collections on all these chains will distill themselves into ETV. And that's how we grow our liquidity, or at least one way we grow our liquidity. Like I said, the whole other side of that has to deal with the data type explorer and the global developer community. And between the two, what we've really created here is this perfect marriage where NFT communities want to provide value to their, NFT projects want to provide value to their community. And we need to make building those apps super simple and not super cost intensive, because launching an NFT collection is not cheap, especially if you want to do it the right way. If you want it to get audited, it takes time, it takes a lot of money, and we're going to remove all those barriers so that we can allow Web3 to truly flourish in a way that is truly valuable and has true meaning to it and really elevates the entire space. So that's our portal and governance dashboard in a nutshell here. Like I said, we are going to start moving forward and putting out more information as it relates to the Voidager NFT collection. And we will be releasing a governance white paper so you guys can begin to see a little bit more around how this economy and gamification works inside the ecosystem. And maybe you'll start to think about what type of resources or skill set you want to contribute to the community, because you will have the opportunity to do so, and you can earn some ETV by doing that. So that is what I want to cover today. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything, but Wes, we will be doing the governance white paper around Halloween. We will have a Halloween event, so it's going to get real spooky out here, and we're going to do some fun community stuff. And as it relates to the Voidager Epic and the governance paper coming out, and we will be releasing more teasers around our Voidager collection and what you can look forward to. Now, one thing that I also want to say to close this out is we are still collecting information for our token presale. Please go to our website, and if you're interested, you can find the form there where you can fill that out. We will be reaching out to people that have filled out that form. I know many of you have been asking, starting next week. So if you are interested in the presale, now is the time. We are moving forward with that and executing on it starting next week. So if you haven't filled it out and you're interested, go right ahead. And that is everything today, folks. If you have any questions that you wish were hoping to have answered, then please visit the DAG chat Twitter space that we have this evening in a couple hours here. It's going to be at 4 p.m. PST. So if you want to step up to the stage and you want to ask some questions or you know, try and pry some alpha out of me, do your best, but we will leave it at that. So without any further ado, I want to thank you all for coming, and it's been great. And signing off. Wes, any closing thoughts before we head out?
Yeah, I'm just going to add one thing, which is keep in mind that everything Eric shared today is just phase one. We have a whole plan for how to move this and scale this as the community grows, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic and provide near infinite amount of value to the ecosystem. So stay tuned and be ready for Halloween. You might indeed encounter a challenge again.
You heard it here first, folks. So without any further ado, we will close it out. I want to thank all of you for attending. This has been something that we've been really looking forward to. I also want to thank all of you for all the participation, everything that you guys have done to contribute to our community thus far over the last year. And we look forward to providing even more value to you guys and just really growing this community to the next level for all of us. So I'll close it on that. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Maybe I will see you in the Twitter spaces this evening, and I look forward to it. All right. Bye, everyone.